It's opening night in the National Hockey League with a pair of games, but not for the Carolina Hurricanes. And we're very pleased to welcome to the program Carolina Hurricanes forward Vincent Trocheck, entering his 11th NHL season. They got a couple nights off here before they get rolling against the New York Islanders. Vincent, welcome to the RP Show. How are things down in Carolina, man?
Things are going well. Everybody's ready to get going.
I got to ask, what's it like knowing that it is opening night, but you guys got to wait until Thursday? Are you a little anxious to get going, or can you wait until Thursday? I guess you don't have a choice.
Yeah, we do not have a choice. But, I think we're all pretty anxious to get going. It's been a long training camp this year, and we only had a few preseason games, so everybody's kind of gearing up to get going.
I got to ask you, what is it like when you hear all this Cup talk, and it's Tampa, Florida, Islanders, some other, it seems like everybody but Carolina. You guys talk about that amongst yourselves? Is that because of the media market down there, or just you're the Rodney Dangerfields of the NHL? You ever feel like you don't get enough respect down there?
I don't really think anybody in our locker room is thinking about it or listening to any of that outside noise. It's kind of just, we know how good of a team we have, and we've proven that we can make it into the playoffs and give teams some trouble. So with the additions that we've had this summer and the way we've played in the past and the leadership we have, the coaching we have, I think we're pretty confident in the team we have.
You got a tremendous hockey team, and obviously lost out to the eventual Stanley Cup champions last year. We all know what happened in your goal crease. Talk about the forwards. This is a bit of a different Carolina team coming back this year. How did it feel in training camp in those games?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, it's definitely a different team this year. We had a lot of new players compared to in the past. 9 new players this year, whereas last year it was just 1. So our forward group looks a little bit different up front. A little bit of kind of line combinations throughout the preseason and throughout camp have been kind of switched in and out a little bit, trying to figure out what works best. But we have a pretty deep forward group, and just like in the past, our D-core, I think, is one of the best in the league. So we have no concerns back there. And then obviously adding Freddie has been huge.
How about your line mates? Who have you been skating with here in the preseason? And who will you open up with Thursday night against the Islanders?
I've been working with a bunch of different combinations throughout camp. Right now I'm with Svechnikov and Teravainen. I've played alongside Netchess and Kokoniemi a little bit. What happens this Thursday, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm pretty confident in all the guys that I've had on my wing. So whoever it is, I'll be happy with it.
Well, I got to ask you, how are you lining up with Jesperi Kokoniemi? Because we were in Montreal for the Stanley Cup final, did our shows out of there, and he had become a little bit of a whipping boy in Montreal, and it seemed like a change of scenery was needed for him. And then he lights it up for you guys in your first preseason game. What's it like playing with him?
I haven't really played against him much since he came into the league, so it's kind of new to me seeing him play, but he's a really good hockey player. He's got great hockey IQ. His hockey sense and vision is really good. Fits into majority of the Finnish players that I've played with. And he's a big frame, too, a lot bigger than I thought he was. He's got a ton of skill. Obviously, he was a 3rd overall pick, and usually the guys that are taken that high have tremendous skill, and he's definitely got that. So I think he's going to be a really good hockey player for our team.
Vincent, I got to ask you about your head coach, Jack Adams Award winner last year, Rod Brind'Amour, still a legend. Notre Dame College is about 20 miles south of where I'm sitting right now, so we still follow him very closely. And it just seems like you love this guy, Rod Brind'Amour. What makes him such a successful NHL head coach?
Yeah, he's been awesome ever since I got here. I've loved what he's done and just the way he goes about being a head coach. He really cares. I think first and foremost, he cares so much about this hockey team and cares so much about winning. And you could tell that he just wants the best for all of us. And at the same time, he's extremely easy to talk to. He has an open mind. If you ever want to talk to him about anything, power play stuff, who you're playing with, anything like that, he has an open mind. Not necessarily saying he's going to do whatever you're asking him to do, but he's not just going to shut you down for the sake of having power. And then every single night he comes to the rink and he just looks like he wants to suit him up and go out there and play. You can tell how passionate he is about the hockey game, and I think all that combined together is the reason that he's such a good coach.
Funny you say that. Does he participate in fitness tests with you guys? Because he could. You know, he's routinely the fittest guy in the NHL as a player. Does he ever get down on the bench with you guys?
You know what? He goes through the bike test that we do, which is a very difficult bike test, and he passes it with flying colors. He's probably just as in shape, if not more in shape, than most of the guys in the league.
That does not surprise me at all. And by the way, his news conferences in the playoffs are so funny, too, when he's ripping the refs and stuff. What you're telling me is he's a player's coach, and that's everything in line with what we see on television of him. Lastly, Vincent, just with the Islanders, you got him in there Thursday opening up. A lot of people got him picked to win the Metropolitan Division. That's your division. It's going to be a hell of a game. Well, they don't have Everly coming in this year, close friend of ours. But what do you expect out of the Islanders in this game on Thursday night? Have you thought about it much?
Yeah, we've been doing a little bit of video on them, and just obviously we have so much time thinking about who we're playing on our first game. So I think they're a team that kind of matches up to our style of play most in the league. They play really hard, and they're a tough team to play against, very defensive. So, I mean, it'll be a good game on Thursday.
Should be an outstanding game. And, Vincent, I got to ask you, so in a couple weeks' time, you're going to be shaving down a little bit here? You got a Movember thing going on? What do you got going on here come November?
Yeah, I always participate in Movember, and I shave the beard a little bit and try to grow a nice mustache and raise awareness for men's health. So I'll get that going in a couple weeks. My wife will hate me for a month, but that's fine.
Well, the duster, we call it up here. I don't know what you call it down there, but can people donate to do you have a link or something, or the social media? How can people support what you're doing? Yeah,
I'll post a link on my social media. It'll be just a little website, my Movember website, and you can go on there and donate to raise awareness for men's health, and it's all for a good cause. So the lip sweater, as we call it down here, will be greasy.
Good stuff. Well, Vincent, hey, kudos to you, man, for doing that. And thanks for doing this show. I really appreciate it. Good luck Thursday night and with the season, man. I appreciate the time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Vincent Trocheck of the Carolina Hurricanes, a Pittsburgh kid, as they get set to open up on Thursday night. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of the Rod Pedersen Show here on YouTube.